Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we're going to go over the kit reveal for Wolhaiksong Urek Mazino. I hope you are excited because this guy's kit is looking insane. Really, he has a lot to offer, really good stuff, and they also address my main concern, that was survivability. Now for that, I think there will be no issues whatsoever, and now the only very minor question mark would be the damage that he's going to deal, but I wouldn't be worried about it. They are definitely going to like give him a lot of damage. I'm sure of it, so that's no problem. I'm very, very optimistic about this guy. Now, I saw a lot of people complaining that this guy's kit looked mid. I don't know what they read because there is nothing mid about this guy's kit, but okay. And also people complaining about this guy not having HP percent damage. That's true. He doesn't have it in the base kit. He might get it from Revolution. He should get it because the unreliable source that are the developers, they said that all EX units will have max HP damage to make those units future-proof. That's what they said. Now, developers here in this game are quite unreliable, so anything could happen. I believe they're going to add it, but we never know. Even if they don't, I wouldn't be worried about him, really. Like, he's going to have enough damage, and even if he doesn't have enough damage, he's no problem. Like, he provides so much to the team, it's really no big deal, I think. But yeah, that being said, let's start and actually watch the video and then read the kit. So here we are. Blue Warrior Fisherman, pretty new. Power Unleashed, AoE CC, and self buff. Absolute Violence is a teleport with knockdown and also an area that deals damage. The special move is basically a map-wide grouping with damage. Really, really good. The animation also look fire, so nothing to say here. Now let's read the actual kit and then let's go over some speculation and stuff. The passive already starts strong. Basically, it's going to gain an attack, defense, and HP increase buff at the start of the battle that is unremovable. All three of these stats are going to get the same value from what it seems. I'm expecting 200% level 1, 400% level 5. Could be lower if it gets HP percent, could be higher if it doesn't. So that's kind of what I would expect. Maybe 600% would be a good way to, like a good amount, if he's not gonna get HP percent. We'll see, but this is a good start, I think. Definitely really, really decent. Then we have immunity to all status effects, like the other blue SSR plus Urek has. That's okay. And every time he's hit by a status effect, he's going to gain attack increase and special move increase, up to a maximum number of stacks. These can be removed, which is a bit annoying maybe, but if he's going to have HP percent damage, it doesn't matter. I think it's okay. Definitely, if he's not gonna have HP percent, they better increase these values with Revolution and make it unremovable, because otherwise it could be a bit annoying. But it's okay, it's okay. I'm expecting this attack to go up to 200% with the maximum number of stacks, and maybe the special move peers like 100%, maybe 150%, something like that. We'll see. Could be even 300% of attack and 150% for the special move peers. Then we have the most important part of this guy's kit, or at least the part I was looking forward to the most, and that is damage taken at once cannot exceed a percentage of his max HP. That's amazing. That's what Reflejo, Sharon, and Meliodas have. They have a damage taken cap. Now this guy has it on the passive. All the other ones needed the special move for it to work. This guy has it as a passive, which means maybe the percentage is not going to be 2 or 3%. It could be 5. Hopefully nothing higher than 5. It would be pretty garbage at that point. Still usable is no problem, but definitely I would hope for at most 5%. If it's 2%, I'd be obviously a lot happier. But we'll see. Lots of potential, really, really good passive. Then every time he uses a skill, he's going to create a barrier for all allies equal to a percentage of his max HP, which is going to be massive because he has HP increase here, and also in the Revolution subnodes. And we're going to see also an active skill that could make the shield quite durable also for allies. For himself, no problem, because obviously he has a damage taken cap. So yeah, that's going to last forever, probably. And he's going to refresh it quite frequently. So massive W of a passive. This is absolutely insane. Then we have Absolute Violence, the first active skill. Is going to teleport behind the enemy team, then knock them down, and leave behind a space distortion that is going to deal damage every second, and also decrease the physical resistance of enemies. Now, they also mentioned a few more things here in the developer notes, so let me pull them up here. They said that this is also going to decrease the enemy energy, critical resistance, and critical damage reduction. So this is likely either going to be in the Revolution upgrade or in the exclusive. I think is more likely for it to be at least the energy on the exclusive, then maybe the other two things and max HP damage, because if we look a little bit at that area on the ground here, the damage that they take looks similar between the two units. Then this guy got invincibility, so it doesn't matter. But it seems to be max HP damage, which would be massive. So that seems to be the skill that is more likely to get it. And if that's the case, the area on the ground lasts for 10 seconds. Looking at the video, it casted at 127 and it expired around 117. So that's a 10-second duration. If it is max HP damage, is good, I think. I'm a bit disappointed if it's on an active skill, but we have ways to decrease the cooldown, so not that big of a deal. And probably most of the rest of his kit is still going to be pretty insane. So that's what we can expect as a overall buff for this active skill. Whether it's going to be on the exclusive or the Revolution, that's hard to tell. We'll see how they decide to distribute it. But those are the things they're going to add. So energy decrease, crit rate resistance decrease, crit damage resistance decrease, and also the HP percent damage. That last one is obviously not guaranteed, but is likely. Then we have Power Unleashed, the second active skill. This one is going to deal damage on a small AoE, paralyze the enemies, and then buff Urek himself with a crit rate increase and a damage taken decrease. That's also really good. Not for Urek, because we don't really care. We have a damage taken cap anyway. But this is going to be massive for allies. You might say, yeah, but this is only for Urek himself. Yes, but we see here in the video that both Dawon, if you can see, and also Garam have this AoE around them. So this is the buff that we see also here in the video. Let me show it. He's going to deal this, and then he has this circle with the buff. So that's what it seems, and allies should get it, which means they're going to have more crit rate, and they're going to have also the damage taken decrease, which are going to make the shields that Urek provides a lot more durable, also if you don't have a lot of resistances. We'll see exactly how long they're going to work and how high that damage taken reduction is, but it could be pretty substantial. So, okay, looking positive so far, looking pretty good. And then we have the special move, which is again just a massive grouping. This is map wide. It's going to take all enemies to the center. We don't know how it acts against enemies that are like immune to status effects or that are maybe resistant it via effect resistance. We don't know if he's still going to pull them like Irang does. No clue. Definitely is not going to pull Chomray. Of that we can be sure, because the enemies that have the cannot move actually cannot move, so you cannot group them, not even with Irang, which is insane. So in those scenarios, is not going to group them, but I'm curious about the enemies that are immune to status effects. My guess would be they're not going to be pooled, but we'll see. And then he's going to just knock them down and deal massive damage. He's invincible while using this skill. I really hope with the Revolution upgrade, they're going to add even more damage. On top of this, we don't know the percentages. I'm sure they're going to be pretty massive, like 2,000%, maybe 3,000%, or even more. We'll see, but definitely looking really good. He doesn't have multi-hit attacks, so if you have units that can, like, this is more for PvP maybe. If you have units that can have a shield based on the number of hits, you could counter Urek fairly decently, I think. But again, I'm no PvP expert, so I'm not gonna say anything more than this. Okay, so far, his whole kit is looking really, really good. Another thing they did not show us in the base kit, but they did mention, is that while he has an active shield, he's going to recover energy. And in the video, we saw around 100 energy per second, which is the same as Runda. And I would expect that to be probably the passive upgrade, or maybe the exclusive equipment, one of the two. So probably the Revolution upgrade of the passive, yeah, it's likely. And maybe that's also going to give an additional buff here, or maybe more stacks, and is also going to make them removable, I believe. So yeah, so far, again, the kit is looking insane. There is a lot more potential, because we have to remember EX units have 4 skill upgrades. So every single one of these skills are going to receive a Revolution upgrade, which is, again, really huge and leaves a lot of things open for like upgrades. So really, really good. And yeah, I think there is nothing else to talk about. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Before we finish the video, I wanted to quickly go through some options that I think would be valuable as ignition weapons. We have Bergamot, which I definitely wanted to talk about because when I saw this insane thing here in the passive, this damage taken cup, immediately Bergamot came to mind because obviously when you take damage slowly, having lifesteal is important. Warriors already have it in the Revolution subnodes, so it's not as important. Like they can get, I think, up to 25%, which is a really good number. And you will likely have it in the exclusive equipment as well. All the other Ureks did, so it probably will as well. And that's going to be an additional 10%. That's already 35% if you invest in Revolution subnode. So you might not need Bergamot, but if you do go for Bergamot, that's going to be 55% with just the 2 set and 75% with also the 4 piece. And this is unremovable, so that's guaranteed. Really good stuff. He also has 100% HP recovery when he goes below 30%, which in his case that he has a damage taken decrease, or sorry, damage taken cap, that's going to be massive. So I think it's a really solid set, and you also get a 20% accuracy increase on top of that. So I think for most content, probably even hard mode, because they have a lot of evasion there, could be really good. So just saying, I'm not saying this is going to be the best set for Urek, but it's a pretty solid one, especially if the percentage on the damage cap on the passive is like 5% or more, then I would definitely try this one out. If it's 2% or 3%, probably not worth it. I think I wouldn't even bother. The base one from the Revolution subnets is going to be enough. Then we have obviously a Runda, because the shield here is going to last a lot of time, thanks to his, again, damage taken cap, and he can benefit from the extra energy. That together with his passive is going to be a lot of energy, and he's going to spam special move after special move. So that's definitely viable. He's also going to have a max HP increase, which means he's basically going to have bigger shields, both from his passive and from Runda. So what can we say? Looks really, really solid. The only downside is there is no damage here. So if he doesn't have HP percent, maybe not the best set to go. So yeah, if he's a pure attack scaling, I would probably not use this one. Then we have Alocasia. Nothing special, it's just physical pierce. And maybe a few, like fewer hits from basic attacks, which means less damage taken in general. So more survivability. Is not bad, is not even the best. Maybe after the buff it will increase in value, but I don't know. Then another option would be Mago, because again it doesn't need barriers for survivability, so any of these options are perfectly viable. Mago would be great if he doesn't have HP percent, because he has this 20% defense ignore, which is massive. Also the damage, the critical damage increase 50%, and 10% attack, 10% crit rate. He has energy decrease, as we saw from the video, so you should have no problem at least getting the first 5 stacks. For the following ones, I don't know, because it's not going to have it that frequently. If you are against buff removals, you're going to be fucked, this effect is never going to be up until they decide to buff this set, which is going to take probably 4, 5 more months. And then they will likely make this unremovable, which means basically as soon as the fight starts, it's going to have all the stacks. And by then, we have to remember Mago exists and that Mago can be run on Urek, because that would be pretty massive. For now, I don't expect it to be valuable. So I think I will definitely try the first three options I mentioned here. Most likely, there are also going to be some others, because for sure Ryana can work. For sure, you can make also L work, maybe, even though I'm not too optimistic about that one. You can make Idea work. You can make maybe not Rafflesia. We'll see if they decide to buff it, how it's going to end up. But you can run a lot of stuff. Now that you are not bound to bar it thanks to the passive, you can literally try out whatever you want. But yeah, those are just my initial guesses. Again, let me know in the comments how you feel about this guy, and I will see you tomorrow for the live stream, which is going to be 7:45 p.m. Central European Summer Time, something like that. Is more or less the usual time, but I will try to be a bit earlier. And yeah, that's about it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.